Good afternoon, everyone. And I know we just watched a video without too much of the audio, so maybe a little later in the evening we can try that again and listen to the music as well. In July 1994, after being a teacher for over 18 years, Sudhanti took an important decision. A decision that changed not only her life, but the lives of hundreds of students, scores of teachers, and an entire community forever. HLC was born from her vision to build a school where children learn better through fun and play. It's a school that was set up by an ordinary teacher, as Sudhanti says. Yet, the last 27 years have been anything but ordinary. Today, we have come together to celebrate this extraordinary journey and everything that Sudhanti and Mahesh Uncle stand for and have built. My name is Yashaswini, and I'm very proud to be amongst the first graduates of HLC all the way back in 2009. I will be your host for today, and so it falls on me to take a moment to go through a few housekeeping announcements. For all of you joining us on Zoom, please remember to keep your video switched off and audio muted unless you are speaking. This will allow us to not just hear the speakers clearly, but also stream the event as seamlessly as possible on YouTube. In the chance that we face any tech difficulties, we already faced our first one. Please do bear with us and give us a second. We promise we'll figure things out and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And now on to the show. Welcome to At the Heart of a Head Start. By way of welcoming all of you to this celebration of the last 27 years, it is my absolute pleasure to invite Sriram Parashuram, a professional musician, child prodigy, and HLC parent who has previously performed for us at Rhythms of Elena. Over to you, Arun.
Namaste to all. It's indeed such a joyous occasion. I am personally so happy to see Sudhaji, Maheshji, Naveenji, Raji, and all the wonderful teachers who are present to mark this very momentous occasion. As a proud parent, I must say that both my boys, Jayant and Lokesh, words could never suffice for me to thank this wonderful institution of learning that these people have built, and how children benefit so much, how they shape their lives, how they mold their lives into beautiful people. Some of the teachers might remember us. We have given our share of trouble as parents to the teachers. I know that Sudhaji is giving her very enigmatic smile there because she has been at the brunt of most of the trouble. But then that's what a teacher's contribution and great amount of, the love that they have for the children. Come what may, Sudhaji was always there for Jayant especially. And Naveen and Raji have guided them so wonderfully with so much love and care. Like I said, Anuradha couldn't be here today because she's traveling. But like I said, my pranams to all of you, all the teachers, wonderful teachers. I see some of the faces that I know very well, and it is such a hearty congratulations to, because it's the task of a lifetime, many lifetimes. It is not an easy thing to build an institution from scratch, and with such ethics and with such high levels of ambition and goals and love for the children. Putting the children at the center of your institutional building effort is something that is absolutely mind-boggling for me. And it is words just fail when you try to appreciate the efforts of Sudhaji, Maheshji, Naveenji, and Raji in building this institution. And I'm sure that it will continue to serve beautiful children and contribute to their lives in so many beautiful ways for many, many decades to come. Maybe even centuries, who knows? That's the kind of firmament, that's the kind of foundation that, their dreams are built upon and their exceptional efforts and endeavors are built upon. So enough of talking. I think I will, Naveen wanted me to sing something, and I know that, the Kabir and some of the saints are very dear to him. He's very inspired by that kind of poetry and song. So here is a very beautiful pada of a great saint called Shiv Guru, who comes in the same lineage of what is called Nirguni saints. They spoke about a supreme which is Nirgun, beyond the imagination of form. Yeah, so this is a very beautiful composition. It is also my tribute and my ode to my gurus. The first line says, Guraji, Guraji meaning Guru, Guruji, Gyan ki jhadiya dai. He gives me a jhadiya, a twig of, a beautiful twig of Gyan. Armed with that, I take on the world, I take on everything that I encounter and come out victorious. Is the basic message of the song. It's in a kind of a raga called Mand. You know, Mand is a raga, a Hindustani raga. So I'm just recovering. Actually, I'm just recovering from COVID. So my voice is still a little karakara. You know, it is a little rough. But yet the song will protect me. I know that. That's what my gurus have told. That you know the knowledge protects you. Your capabilities will desert you. Your competencies will eventually fade away. But it is the faith and the love that you have towards what you have learned that will always stand by you. Tambura kya karda? Can you all hear the tambura? Sa sa ga ma pa ga ma re sa a आ गुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की झड़िया दई ज्ञान की झड़िया दई सतगुरु जी ने ज्ञान की झड़िया दई ज्ञान की झड़िया दई गुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की झड़िया दई ज्ञान की झड़िया दई बाही झाड़ी तो माने बाही झाड़ी तो माने प्यारी जो लागे अमृत रस की भरी बाही झाड़ी तो माने प्यारी जो लागे अमृत रस की भरी गुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की झड़िया दई ज्ञान की झड़िया दई He says, वाही झड़ी तो माने प्यारी जो लागे अमृत रस भरी. It is filled with the power of eternity. The next paragraph he says, पांचों नागिन पचीसों नागिनी sungat turata mari. The ills that come out of the temptations of the five senses, which is the panch nagin, the five snakes. This is an imagery in a lot of Nirguni, and the 25 supporters of which bring these senses to the feverish pitch. So how they are all quelled immediately by this Gyan ki jhadi. Pacho nagin, pachiso nagini, nagini, sungata turata mari, gurato jine, ज्ञान की झड़िया दई ज्ञान की झड़िया दई And Kali, the fierce Kali, even she, when she meets Satguru, my Guru, she also feels afraid of him. The power of the Guru. Ani Kali, sab jag khaya. She has the power to eat up everything. Ani Kali ne sab jag khaya. Satguru dekh dari. बुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की जड़िया दई ज्ञान की जड़िया दई. The last stanza, Shiv Guru says, with the help of this Gyan ki jhadi, I turned my life around. Satava Sharan. Satava Sharan means with the support of truth. Satava Sharan Shiva Guru Bolya. Satava Sharan Shiva Guru Bolya. Ye Paravara Tiri Gurato Jine ज्ञान की जड़िया दई ज्ञान की जड़िया दई गुरा तो जिने ज्ञान की जड़िया दई ज्ञान की जड़िया दई. सतगुरु जी ने ज्ञान की जड़िया दई ज्ञान की जड़िया दई. बुरा तो जिने बुरा तो जिने. Thank you so much. Let's start. தொண்டை ஒரே கலகலா பண்றது. But I'm glad that I could sing this for Naveen, especially for all of you.
We enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's always such a pleasure to kick things off with your music and with explanations and translations that just brought everything that much more to life.
Thank you.
HLC is a story of purpose, of touching the lives of children, of inspiring and enabling them to be leaders, responsible citizens, and good human beings. It is a story of a couple who dared to reimagine education and who opened up their home and their heart to children. For years now, Sudhanti has always spoken of how her happiness lies not in the business of education, but in the happiness of being with children and helping them learn. It is only fitting that we hear about this journey from Sudhanti and Mahesh uncle themselves. Before they address us all, Sudhanti will also light the learning lamp. Auntie, over to you.
Light the lamp.
Hello, can you all hear me? Yes. Good evening and a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. All the parents, all the teachers, all the students, old students, everybody. Sorry, 1 minute, I'll just open the door and come.
Such are the perils of not doing this in an auditorium.
Sorry about that. And I'm extremely thankful to Naveen and Raji for organizing this and giving me this great honor. A very special thanks to Sriram sir for having come and sung this beautiful song for us. And it's always been a wonder interacting with you, wonderful interacting with you. And yes, this journey has been a really long one, quite a winding path, I should say. There have been lots of ups and downs, but at the end of the road, there has always been light. There has always been somebody trying to tell me that you are in the right path, go ahead, we will help you. And it's not once or twice, several times I have faced this. In fact, Mahesh uncle will always say, there is a divine sanction in whatever we do. And I think it is very true. It was just divine sanction that got me into teaching in the form of Lakshmi Radhakrishnan, a very dear friend and a neighbor of mine who wanted me to take up teaching. And it's a greater divine sanction that I landed up in Children Garden School under the care of Ms. Shakuntala Sharma, the correspondent, who was a pinnacle of patience, love, affection, compassion, empathy. I can add on any number of adjectives to it. There was so much of love from her, and she extended it to everyone, to students, teachers, parents, all our trainees. I took my training there. To everyone, she showed the same kind of love and affection. And the respect that people who walked around showed her used to amaze me. She is my mentor. She is my first guru. I had requested her to join us today. Today, I'm sure she will be there. If not already, she will definitely join. And my pranams to her for whatever I am today. And thanks everyone. Thank you all so much for the lovely journey that you have helped me to take. Every student makes me feel so happy. It's every day is a great interaction with students. There are so many new learnings happening each and every day. In fact, all my teachers always say, HLC has given them a lot of learning and has helped them to grow inwardly. Not only the teachers, even for me, I got into this profession only accidentally, and I've been in this for the last 46 years. But 46 years of learning it has been for me. Every day is a new experience. Every child comes up with something new every day, which you have not thought of. Every teacher comes up with something new. So I'm surrounded by people who are all very beautiful, who have helped me take this journey so well. And there are many more people who have inspired me. I don't want to be mentioning all the names now, but as you go through our book, I'm sure you will be able to know all that. And a very special thanks to Ram, Avis, Vani, and Ashwini for making this beautiful journey into a lovely book. Thank you all so much. I have no more words to say thank you. If I keep talking, I think I'll start crying. That is the stage I am in. So thank you once again to everyone. And Raghavan Mani, again, you have also consented to sing. I'm so happy about that. And I would like to remember everybody who has contributed towards this journey and thank them specially. I'm not mentioning all names now because of lack of time, but please be rest assured that all of you are in my heart, and all of you will always be remembered for whatever help, whatever way you have supported, whether physically, emotionally, or financially, in whatever way you have supported HLC reach this stage. Today, if we are recognized and if we are considered a good school, it is thanks to each and every one of the facilitators here and those who have worked with us earlier also. And all the children, they still remember us and they keep coming back to us. And that is our greatest gift for having brought these children into HLC family. Thank you all so much. Once again, Naveen and Raji, thank you so much for organizing this and doing this for me. I will always remain grateful also to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Can I request you to also light the lamp, please?
Can you see?
Yes, we can see. Now we can see better. Thanks, Uncle. And on that note, it is with a heart full of gratitude and joy that we move towards the book launch. Before we catch a glimpse of the book itself, let us take a moment to recognize the process of bringing it to life. Speaking to us about his imagination of this book project is Ramna Chandrasekhar, a conservation educator, visual storyteller, and HLC's Kartavyam hero. He was also the mind behind Kartavyam's diploma program, and it is he and his team from Stories for Change that have put their heart and soul into bringing this book to life. It is an absolute privilege to invite Ram to the virtual stage. Ram, all yours.
Thank you, Yash. Such a delight to see every one of you here. Thank you, Sriram, for such a rendering of the Doha, despite your recovery from COVID. And thank you so much, Auntie, and everybody here. I'll just keep it very, very short. I think my interaction with HLC began sometime between August 5th to 15th in 2015, when I got an email from Raji saying about an exhibition, and they wanted to send a few students to my house, and they wanted to spend some time with me observing what I do. I was a bit overwhelmed by it, because generally I don't prefer people around, but I was quite excited because having children at home and interacting with them gives a lot of joy. And about 7 years since then, I've been fortunate and at the same time privileged to be a part of the HLC family in many ways. So recently, when Naveen and Raji wanted to conceive a book about the journey of Sudha Auntie and Mahesh Uncle, I first asked them, do you want it to be like a souvenir, or that's just lying there after day one accumulating dust, or should it be a book that will inspire people and that will really capture the journey of all the four of you? And that was an obvious question. I shouldn't have asked it, because they would anyway choose the later. And coming back from the trip, I was reflecting on my interaction with Sudha Auntie and Mahesh Uncle, and I've also been blessed to, in fact, stay with them for a year. That kind of, they gave me a springboard to different things that I do now. So when I was reflecting on that journey, 4 things stood out. That is purity, passion, positivity, and perseverance. That's what really stood out every day, watching Sudha Auntie and Mahesh Uncle wake up and do what they do. And interacting with Raji and Naveen, their character of leadership and their pragmatic way in challenging the status quo of education and learning and different things that they do now really inspired me. And I felt that that should be part of the book, and that should what the book should be about. And coincidentally, around the same time, Rachita, my partner, and I, we started a company, and we had a really great team of creative professionals to work on this book. So we've got about 5 chapters in this. It starts with the humble beginnings, and it moves to partners in purpose, that talks about the insightful journey of a filmic journey of Raji and Naveen in the US and coming back here and doing what they're doing. And it moves to building and preserving the culture of the school, and finally how it's transformed into a social incubator and benefiting children and the larger community that they come from. It's been a great journey for me personally, because I've got to listen stories of gratitude and insights and rich narratives from easily about 40 to 50 people who have given a sample of the larger community, larger HLC people. And I've had a great time curating the photographs from a large set of 28 years. And thanks to the meticulousness of Mahesh Uncle and Sudha Auntie, we have got every single picture that they can actually keep it in the way that people of that generation do, which is a boon for a photo editor, which is quite rare today. And this book is an interactive book. It's going to offer you very unique insights into the thought process of all the 4 of them, Sudha Auntie, Uncle, Naveen and Raji, and the thought leaders, the change makers, the alumni, and the students and the support staff, and so this is going to be a story that you would not have heard or presented in this way before. You would have heard it in figments in different time and in different occasion, but it's presented in a different way. And every chapter has a reflection for the reader. And when I was proofreading the book, I was reflecting on each of the 18 to 20 chapters and looking at the questions and making some notes. And in the end, when I looked at those notes, it was truly an enriching experience for me. And I'm very thankful to my team for designing this and executing the way I had conceptualized it. And thank you to Naveen and Raji for reaching me out for this. It's been such a delightful experience for me, and it's one of the projects that I'll definitely cherish for a long, long time. And thank you so much. Thank you is an understatement for Sudha Auntie and Uncle. And it's just such, everybody should just listen to both of them and just observe their lives. It's very, very unique, and it's not something that one would get to observe every day. And their purity and their energy is something that will really make every one of us get out and do things, not only in education but in every other field. So I truly hope you all will get a chance to read the book and also do your part for learning and education and for the betterment of the society. Thank you, and happy birthday to HLC as always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram, for the book, but also for articulating what I am now going to call the 4 P's of HLC: purity, passion, positivity, and perseverance.
And pragmatism.
Pragmatism, my bad. You spoke faster than I could type. But after having the privilege of getting a sneak preview at the book, I can only imagine the hours and the effort that has gone in putting it together. The book, At the Heart of a Head Start, is a celebration that does complete justice to what truly lies at the heart of Head Start. Sudha Auntie, Mahesh Uncle, later joined by Naveen and Rajyaka, and the commitment to doing right by the child. Before we move on to the book launch itself, here are a few excerpts from the book for our audience today. On Friday, January 20th, 1995, HLC Nursery and Primary School was formally launched in Sudha and Mahesh's two-room home in Tirunelveli. It had just one learner, Delora, and two facilitators, Kalyani Robert and Jaya Padmanabhan. Sudha had named the school HLC with a reason. It wholesomely signified what she was setting out to do: offer young learners a head start with her simple methodology of learning through play. She had also designed the logo herself, a rooster with several chicks playing around. The rooster came in as a metaphor, as the one who crows at the crack of dawn, giving the day a head start. As did the chicks, they represented the curious, playful, energetic learners. She envisioned HLC touching the lives of many, many, many learners and giving them a powerful, meaningful head start to their lives and careers. Starting with literally living in a school, the couple were now quietly dedicating the rest of their lives to transforming what school education is and what it can do. For Sudha in particular, it was a significant step in creating an environment that fostered, that nurtured learning in the purest, truest sense. She intuitively, deeply believed that each child is a unique learner, and that a school's singular responsibility is to teach each child as if they were the only ones on the rolls. HLC, Sudha felt reassured, was turning out to be that school. It was shaping up exactly the way she had wanted it to. Today, Sudha's way of thinking, doing, and leading is part of HLC's DNA. It is a fine art form. It draws anyone associated with HLC to intuitively, without force, without direction, without instruction, to do only what is right by the child. This art form is what has preserved HLC's soul, even as it has transformed from a one-learner, two-facilitator school in 2 rooms in Tirunelveli to a 90-learner, 5-grade facility in Kottivakam, to an international school on a 3.02-acre estate in Karanai with 430 learners, 65 facilitators, and 20 support staff, offering classes from kindergarten to grade 12. I can see on Sudhanti's screen that Rajika and Navinana's grand commute from the 11th floor to the 4th floor is complete. And so it is this art form, this story, and this journey that is captured over the almost 300 pages of At the Heart of a Head Start. Now, without further ado, please let us join Navinana and Rajika as they present the first copy of At the Heart of a Head Start to Sudhanti and Mahesh.
Thank you so much, Yash. Second. That's important. Hello, everyone.
That's okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
You open it.
Open it.
Thank you.
Congratulations and happy birthday, Head Start. We have a 2-minute wait before we can hear Sudhanti read out an excerpt from the book itself. And what better moment than now to speak about the features of this book that Ram and his team have so thoughtfully conceptualized. I know Ram mentioned a few things in brief, but I think the book deserves a little more time than he gave it. And so even as the book was being ideated, the team at HLC and Stories for Change knew that they did not want this to be just another yearbook. To make it easier for the reader to trace the passage of time in the HLC journey, the book has a very helpful timeline at the top of every page, giving you an easy way to situate the story in the school's history. Not only this, but from the very beginning, the book was envisioned as an immersive, interactive experience, like Ram said. To be true to its goal, every chapter ends with a section where the reader can take a few minutes to ponder over some big questions. What qualities would you ascribe as your strength? Can you think of some positive instances that took place in some of the toughest moments of your life? What work experiences are closest to your heart? The questions go on. On another note, waiting for Rajika and Navinana is dangerous business. As you read the book, you will learn how many ideas and seeds of thought were sown on their many travels. Who knows what might come up between the 4th floor and the 11th floor? But even as we wait for them, a bit more from the book, this time after Navinana and Rajika came aboard. Thanks to Sudha's network among educational institutions in and around Chennai, Naveen was welcomed with open arms wherever he went. He walked into many, many schools and sat for hours in many, many classes. The more he observed, the more he learned. And then he met lots and lots of people in education, and also those connected with education. Unfailingly, he asked them questions, often direct, often naive, often what others would hesitate to ask. His conversations with people were long and engaging. People loved the young man for his keenness to understand the space. His reflections led him to realize that Sudha's intuitive and by now popular principle of furthering learning through play was perhaps the soundest way to educate children. He valued this principle more now, far more than when he had seen his mother set up HLC in 1995, or even when he had come back from the US in 2005. Raji loved every opportunity to discuss the future of education with Naveen. Their long drives, often without deciding on a specific destination, continued to generate intense and thought-provoking debates. They recorded these conversations and played them back to help them refine the takeaways and enable informed decision-making. With Naveen's relentless quest and with me partnering with him, we began to develop an intrinsic belief in Sudama's model for HLC, explains Raji. On July 1st, 2011, when HLC opened its gates to welcome learners, facilitators, and parents to the Karanai campus, Naveen and Raji felt a huge sense of accomplishment deep within them. They felt fulfilled that they had played a key role in partnering in Sudha and Mahesh's journey of purpose. But they also had realized that a new journey had just begun, of growing while preserving the core, of building an institution without diluting its values, of inspiring everyone on the team to own, to lead, and to deliver on a bold vision. And with that, Sudhanti, could I request you to pick your page and share your thoughts with us?
Just 1 second. If you plan to send your child to preschool, do consider sending her to ours, said Jaya. She was telling this to a lady, a stranger, who was walking her 2-year-old daughter home on a quiet street in Tiruvanmiyur. Jaya then thrust a pamphlet promoting HLC nursery and primary school into the hands of the young mother. Sudha looked on with amusement. She couldn't believe that Jaya actually did that. It was mid-January 1995. Sudha's dream, her school, was launching soon. For the last several evenings, she had been distributing pamphlets promoting her school on Elliot's Beach in nearby Besant Nagar. Helping her with this activity was her long-term prodigy, Kalyani Robert. Jaya Padmanabhan, who had come on board recently to teach at the school, also chipped in occasionally to help with this marketing campaign. Their efforts at promoting the new school had not yielded any results though. No parent had enrolled a child yet. So what Jaya did on their way back from the beach, which is literally accost someone on the street, surprised Sudha. But well, that marketing technique actually worked. The next day, Sudha had visitors. The lady at the door introduced herself as Lionette and her daughter as Delora. Lionette was the young mother that Jaya had spoken to the previous evening. She said she wanted to enroll her daughter at HLC. Excited, Sudha invited them in. Lionette looked around. It was a living room setting, all right, but she could sense it was meant to double up as a preschool as well. It was bright, sunny, and airy. It was clearly the kind of place that children would love being in. Scattered around the rooms were lots of toys and play accessories, colored pencils, crayons, sketch pens, books with huge pictures, and other learning materials. And the colorful kiddie motifs on the walls made the place come alive. Lionette looked at Delora. The little girl beamed with a bright smile. The mother knew instantly that her daughter had taken a liking to the place. Lionette thought no further. She sat with Sudha and Mahesh and completed the enrollment process. Later that week, on Friday, January 20th, 1995, HLC Nursery and Primary School formally launched in Sudha and Mahesh's two-room home in Tiruvangur. It had just one learner, Delora, and two facilitators, Kalyani Robert and Jaya Padmanabhan. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That
Aunty.
is
What
how
a delight.
that is how HLC was started, with just one child coming in. You know something? There were days when the child would be absent and we would have a holiday. Okay. So it was wonderful, even though we had only one child. Interacting with her and experiencing all that was so exciting for me. And in a couple of days, one more child joined, and the two of them stayed with me for the rest of the year to complete the academic year. And then only from June onwards, more and more children heard about Head Start, and they all started coming in. And then there was no looking back after that. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I never thought Head Start would take off so beautifully from where it started. And thanks to everybody around me for having made this happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aunty. Can I ask Mahesh Uncle to pick a page for us and go down memory lane as well?
One of my favorite quotes and proverbs is something that is very dear to my heart, which goes like this: the smallest act of kindness is better than the greatest of intentions. Well, when I think of the journey that we have had with HLC, these acts of kindness that have been happening from time to time in the life of HLC is something striking and remarkable. And that is something that I wanted to speak about today. When we discussed our idea of starting the school with our good old friend, Mr. Anant, way back in 1994, we analyzed all the implications, the risks, the opportunities, and all that. And Mr. Anant even helped us in drafting our resignations to our respective organizations. And then after a long, prolonged discussion, he went into his bedroom and came back with a check for 5,000 rupees. He said, "Here is my first contribution towards your enterprise." Some acts of grace like this never leave your mind, much less your heart. On the same line, let me go into the book and read out the next act of kindness that we encountered. Yeah, this is about while Sudha and Mahesh now had a new home come school premises in Kotivakam, they had no learners enrolled at Head Start. Sudha was disappointed. One morning, half in exasperation and half in prayer, she looked up at the ceiling and exclaimed, "Yo Bhagavane, எங்கேயாவது ஒரு குழந்தையாவது அனுப்ப மாட்டியா? God, won't you send a child from somewhere to enroll at our school?" The same afternoon, there was a knock on their door. It was a man who introduced himself as Bhagavan Chavan, an artist. He had heard of Head Start and he wanted to enroll his child, a 2.5-year-old son, Digant, at the school. One more time, divine sanction, as Mahesh truly believes, moved HLC story onwards. Soon more children enrolled and the school year flowed along beautifully. Bhagwan Chavan, meanwhile, was very impressed with the huge positive impact Head Start had made on Digant in such a short time. He wanted to do something meaningful to support the school. He came up with a creative idea. He organized a collection of artwork, nearly 85 of them, of well-known artists of the country. The artwork came as a donation that could be used for exhibition come sale. The proceeds from the sale would go to Head Start. Mrs. Rita Subramaniam, the grandparent of one of the learners at Head Start, arranged for the exhibition to be hosted at no cost at a popular art gallery. This generated a small fortune for Head Start. Mrs. Mahesh's passion for teaching was evident to me even in my first meeting with her. Digant simply loved the school. That's how the second incident of act of kindness came into the history of Head Start. In the early days at Kotibakam, we acquired a lot of CD-ROMs from around the world for teaching children mathematics, English language, and science. We had a whole lot of them, nearly 40 of them, but we were capable of acquiring only one computer for the school at a cost of 83,000 rupees for a computer which had 2 GB hard disk drive, 16 MB RAM, and that was all that it had with the BSNL connection, keyboard, and all that. Luckily, one Mr. Kumar Subramaniam or Kumaran Systems came in with a generous offer of 8 computers. He not only donated them from his organization, but also helped with technicians who could help us to maintain those computers without going into dysfunction. That was another act of kindness that we experienced. Then we had another experience when we were in Thorepakam. An old student of Vidya Mandir, who Sudha Aunty was acquainted with during her teaching days in Vidya Mandir, Mylapore. He had tried to track us through all means, and finally, one fine morning, he called. He sent a message saying, "Are you the Sudha Mahesh that used to teach in Vidya Mandir? I would like to touch base with you," and all that. And then when Sudha Aunty confirmed that she was the one, he came all the way from Bangalore with his parents, visited us, and spent a lot of time with the 2 of us, and went back and sent quite a few computers, brand new computers, for the use at HLC. Another great act of kindness followed. Then at some point in time, one gentleman, Devanath, he was the manager for Cambridge University Press. He was marketing their products and visited the school wanting to sell some of the books to the school. And Sudha auntie showed him some of the books that we were using, all generated by her, and he took interest in the math books that she had prepared for the students. And he suggested that she writes books for Cambridge University Press. And what he started in a small way has blossomed in all these 14 years into I Did It Mathematics publication, which has sold over 2 million copies in India and around. That is one other great act of kindness. People who did many things for us, for the school, and for the promoters, without expecting anything in return. At some point in time, we also faced a situation when we had to either wind up the school or size it down because we had to move out of the premises. Then came Nanda Kumar, another great-hearted person. He actually had been a consultant for ETA, the real estate promoters. We didn't know about his having been involved with them. But when ETA allotted us the property at Karanai, later on we came to know that it was Mr. Nandakumar who had recommended our name and had initiated the offer from ETA for us to take on this project at Karanai. Karanai was a very big project, 6 crores plus was the budget at that point in time to construct that school that we have now. And we didn't have any backing. We were first-time borrowers. Banks were not willing to give us any big funds without any collateral, and we didn't have much to offer. N.C. Raghava, a former executive of one of the multinational banks, he was the head of training for risks with that bank. He had a lot of friends in the banking community. He helped us get a large loan with what little collateral we could offer. And the lease deed alone helping to build the collateral beyond our limited means. That was another great experience that helped us go through step by step into the Karanai premises that grew beyond all our capacities. As recently as 2 months ago, one Mr. Vijay Kumar, a family member, helped us with getting the NOC from the Tamil Nadu government, which we had been working for and trying to get from the Department of Education for nearly 10 years. It was he who came in and said that he will try to help us, and he ultimately did live up to his words and got us the NOC from the department. That was very great. Thinking of all these things and thinking of the proverb that I was initially talking about, the smallest act of kindness is better than the greatest of intentions. What do we say about all these people who did not end up with small acts of kindness? They were very, very great acts of kindness, which is what has made HLC grow. I thank each and every one of them, not only them, also the teachers that have come into our fold, all the children that have gone out of our institution, people like Yashaswini. We have a whole lot of them out there advertising our name in the field wherever they go. It's been remarkable. Last but not the least, another great act of kindness, maybe from the family itself, Naveen and Raji, forsaking everything that they had going in the US, coming back and taking on the reins and taking this school forward. And how have they taken this forward? My God, we couldn't have dreamt of doing anything like this had we ever tried. That is another great thing. Naveen has been building on the small efforts and enthusiasm that Sudha had displayed during her times of building the school. He and Raji have worked hard. They are still doing that day in and day out. back-to-back meetings, even online. They have no time even to eat some days. And with people to consult all around them, good minds to bounce their ideas with, people like Mr. Raghu, Dr. Jaivelu of the Indian Institute of Management, Naveen's own elder brother Ashwin Mahesh. There's so many people who have been there to bounce ideas with and discuss and do that. They have built a circle of friends in India as well as outside in universities around the world, and they keep visiting all those places and bringing in new ideas and methodologies into the system. And they are building a lot of verticals to take the school forward, things that we could never have dreamt of. So these are all divine sanctions for which I'm ever so grateful. Thank you for being there, all of you, teachers, students, and well-wishers. We thrive on your well-wishes, good wishes, and I am personally very, very happy, thrilled as I can ever be. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle. What a journey of collaboration and community and just gratitude, I think. Now that we know bits and pieces of the origin story, it is time to take the next step forward to look at what lies at the heart of HLC as an institution. Before I invite Kalyanika, HLC's first teacher and a proud HLC parent, a quick shout out to everyone who's joining us on YouTube. Please leave your messages, your comments, your memories, anything that you'd like us to know on the YouTube comment section. We are watching, we are reading, and we'd love to hear from you. And now over to Kalyanyaka, like I said, HLC's first teacher and someone who's known Sudhanti and Naveenana since she was 10 years old, someone I've known since I was 10 years old, to share with us the vision of HLC. Kalyanyaka, over to you.
Thank you, Ishus. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm very proud to this moment. Really, I'm very proud. My journey in HLC past 27 years. It's a remarkable experience for me. Actually, I'm from Bangalore. நான் வந்து பெங்களூர்ல இருந்தேன். பெங்களூர்ல இருக்கிறச்ச அப்பா சுதாமா மகேஷ் அப்பா எங்க அப்பா அம்மாவுக்கு தெரியும் அவங்கள. ஸோ அந்த டைம்ல வந்துட்டு நான் வந்து ஸ்கூலுக்கு போயிட்டு இருக்கிறச்ச ஈவினிங்ல நான் படிக்கிறதுக்கு சுதாமா வீட்டுக்கு போகுவேன். அப்போ ஈவினிங் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கிறச்ச அம்மா தான் எனக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவாங்க. எனக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தா நான் படிக்க போகுவாங்க. அம்மா வீட்டுக்கு தான் போய் படிப்பேன். அப்போ வந்து எனக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு எனக்கு தெரியாம இது என்னோட அப்பா அம்மா. ஐ நெவர் தாட் இது ஆண்டி அங்கிள் நான் நினைக்கவே இல்லை. இது என்னோட அப்பா அம்மா. இந்த ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் எங்கேருந்து வந்ததுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. பட் ஐ எம் வெரி கம்ஃபர்டபுள் வித் தெம். எனக்கு ரொம்ப கம்ஃபர்டபுளா இருந்தது அவங்களோட இருக்கிறச்ச. ஸோ கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் அம்மா அப்பா வந்து சென்னைக்கு வரும்போது அம்மா வந்து கேட்டாங்க, சுதாமா ஆஸ்க் மை மதர், எனக்கு பொண்ணு இல்லை, நான் வந்து கல்யாணம் என்னோட அழைச்சின்னு போயிடவா, நான் அவளை என் பொண்ணா நான் வளர்த்துக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு எங்க அம்மா கிட்ட கேட்டப்போ அம்மா முதல்ல கொஞ்ச நேரம் யோசிச்சாங்க. நான் சொன்னேன், அப்புறம் ஐ டோல்ட் மை மதர், அம்மா நான் போறேன், நான் சுதாமா கூடயே நான் போயிடுறேன், நான் சென்னைக்கு அவங்களோடய நான் போயிடுறேன் அப்படின்னு. அதுக்கப்புறம் நான் அவங்களோட வந்தேன், சுதாமாவோட இருந்துட்டு இருந்தேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் வருஷம் கழிச்சு எனக்கு எல்லாமே A to Z, எப்படி படிக்கணும், எப்படி நான் மற்றவங்க கிட்ட பழகணும், எல்லாமே எனக்கு வந்து சொல்லி கொடுத்தது அப்பா அம்மா. எவ்ரிடே மகேஷ் அப்பா எனக்கு 2 hours கிளாஸ் எடுப்பாரு. நீ எப்படி படிக்கணும், நீ எப்படி என்ன பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் சுதாமா வந்து நீ வந்து நம்ம ஸ்கூல் ஆரம்பிக்க போறோம், நீ ஸ்கூல்ல நீ ஒரு டீச்சரா இருந்துப்போ. நான் எப்படிமா டீச்சரா இருக்க முடியும், இது என்னோட ட்ரீம்ஸே கிடையாது. ஐ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் எனி ட்ரீம்ஸ். நான் வந்து டீச்சரா, ஐயோம்மா என்னால முடியாதுமா. உன்னால முடியும். She only gave me a confidence. உன்னால பண்ண முடியும். You can do. She said, அப்போ அம்மா வந்து எனக்கு எப்படி சவுண்ட்ஸ் எனக்கு ஏபிசிடி தான் சொல்ல தெரியும். ஐ டோன்ட் நோ ஹவு டு சே சவுண்ட்ஸ். சவுண்ட்ஸ்னா இப்படிதான் சொல்லி இப்படிதான் படிச்சு கொடுக்கணும், இப்படிதான் நீ கத்துக்கணும். எவ்ரிடே 2 hours என்னோட உட்காருவாங்க. அம்மா சவுண்ட்ஸ்னா இப்படிதான் நீ கத்துக்கோ, இப்படிதான் படிக்கணும், உன்னால பண்ண முடியும், நீ ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து உன்னால ஒர்க் பண்ண முடியும். எனக்கு அந்த கான்ஃபிடென்ட் இருக்கு, யூ கேன் டூ. அதே மாதிரி மகேஷப்பா எவ்ரிடே 2-3 hours கூட ஆகும் எனக்கு வந்து கிளாஸ் எடுத்திருக்காரு. ஐம் ஹியர். நான் இந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்கேன்னா all credit goes to Sudama and Maheshappa. And this moment, I'm very proud. I'm a teacher. I'm very proud because of Appa Amma. I will say, என்னோட முதல் அப்பா அம்மா சுதாமா மகேஷப்பா தான். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஐ வில் சே, அதுதான் நான் முதல்ல சொல்லுவேன். ஆஃப்டர் கொஞ்சம் ஸ்கூல்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஐ லேர்ன் எவ்ரிதிங். வென் ஆர்ட் அண்ட் கிராஃப்ட், எனக்கு வந்து அந்த டிராயிங்கே என்னால பண்ண முடியாது. சுதாமா வந்து எல்லாமே அவங்களே தான் டிரா பண்ணுவாங்க. எனக்கு அதை பார்த்து ஐயோ இவ்வளவு அழகா பண்ண முடியுமா, ஏன் நானும் பண்ணக்கூடாது, நானும் பண்ண போறேனே. அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து இட்ஸ் கேம் டு மீ எல்லாமே. இப்போ நான் என்னோட கேஜில வந்து நான் தான் பெஸ்ட் ஆர்ட் டீச்சர். That's also it's very proud. Children will say, Auntie, your artwork is too good. Auntie, and the day when the children will wait, any Kalyani auntie varuva, when Kalyani auntie will come, KG. And HLC பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் HLC is one of the best school ன்னு நான் சொல்லுவேன். I will say one of the best school. இங்க படிச்சுட்டு போனா they will have very good future. For example, my children also studied here. My both children studied here. My son is doing college and my daughter also doing college. They're having good name in college. In college, everybody is asking, எந்த ஸ்கூல்ல நீங்க படிச்சுட்டு வந்தீங்க, நீங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் எந்த ஸ்கூல்ல படிச்சீங்க. So for HLC is it's not a school, it's a family. It's a family. Always my children will say, அம்மா HLC வந்து நம்மளோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹோம் தானே. அது என்னோட வீட்டுக்கு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் HLC is my first home இல்லம்மா, அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் இது நம்மளோட செகண்ட் ஹோம் இல்லம்மா இது. They will ask me. And I learned everything through Sudama and Maheshappa. Last 27 years, I'm working in KG children's work. அவளோட ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது I feel very happy. 27 years தான் நான் கேஜில இருக்கும்போது really I'm very proud. அவங்களோட ஏஜுக்கு I can work. And every day they will come a different thing. Every day கத்துக்கலாம், அவகிட்ட இருந்து கத்துக்கலாம். And learning is not end. கத்துட்டு இருக்கேன், இன்னமும் கத்துட்டே தான் இருப்பேன் நான். And நவீன் அண்ணா and ராஜி அக்கா, I will say நவீன் அண்ணா வந்து என்னோட அண்ணா. That's all I will say. எனக்கு வந்து நவீன் அண்ணா அண்ணா. Always I will say நவீன் அண்ணா வந்து என்னோட brother, is my own brother. My family is very big family in Bangalore, but still my first brother is நவீன் அண்ணா and ராஜி அக்கா. They gave நிறைய சான்ஸ், they gave me நிறைய குட் திங், நிறைய குட். என்னோட பசங்களுக்கு actually my son is a football player. அந்த ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் டே வந்து நவீன் அண்ணா chair, he will say, come on, you can do. என்னோட சன் அதனாலேயே நிறைய டைம் he will come first. He will say, அம்மா நவீன் அண்ணா வந்து நல்லா சேர் அப் பண்றாருமா, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வின் தான் we will win. எங்க போனாலும் வின் பண்ணிடலாமா. Always my son is a football player. அது கூட நவீன் அண்ணா only said, உன்னால நல்லா விளையாட முடியும்டா அப்படின்னு. In my life, A to Z, everything Sudama and Maheshappa. And my life is, now I'm very happy with my life. I have to thank Sudama and Maheshappa. They gave me this opportunity to speak in front of everybody. This is the first time I'm talking in front of everybody. Basically, I'm very shy. I won't speak there, anybody. So I'll sit back. At the meeting also, I will go back and sit because I won't sit in the front. I'm very shy. The today also I asked Amma, Amma, என்னால பேச முடியுமா? Amma said, you can talk. உன்னால பேச முடியும்டி, நீ பேசு. தைரியமா நீ பேசு. So this moment, I'm very proud. I'm thankful to the Amma and Mahesh Appa and Raji Akka and Naveen Anna இந்த ஒரு opportunity கொடுத்ததுக்கு I'm very, 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 very thankful. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you, Akan. We are so glad that you came and spoke today. For anyone joining us who is not fluent in Tamil, I'm just going to go through a quick translation of what Kalyanika just said. She says, and I just the quoted translation, I used to go to Sudanti's house as a schoolgirl for any doubts that I had and to help me study. We were in Bangalore then, and my parents knew auntie and uncle. I always felt like they were my parents. When Sudanti and uncle moved to Chennai, they asked my parents if they could take me with them to bring me up as their daughter. I told my parents I wanted to go with them. So I came to Chennai and stayed there. A few years later, auntie came to me and said, I'm going to start a school, why don't you be a teacher? I'd never dreamt of this. Auntie taught me how to teach and gave me the confidence to do this. Everything I know, Sudanti taught me. I never knew how to draw, but today my kids wait for me to teach art class. I think HLC is one of the best schools. If children study here, they will have a great future. All of my own children studied here, and now my older children are in college and they get asked, which school did you come from? HLC is a family. For the last 27 years, I have worked with KG children. When I work with them, I feel happy. I'm proud and I get to learn from them every day. I will always learn from them. As for Navinina, I can only say that he is my own brother. I have a big family in Bangalore, but my first brother is Navinina. He and Rajika gave us so many good things. My son is a football player, and Navinina is the one who identified them. Thank you, Akka. Before we go on, a minute to hear from some other people from the HLC family and everything that they have to say on this special day. My apologies. I know I invited everyone to the YouTube comment section and I now understand that it is non-existent, thanks to our YouTube channel being child friendly. So any of you who have any of our phone numbers, please feel free to send us a message over WhatsApp, and I'm sure Rajika will make sure that it reaches me and I would be happy to read it out loud. Okay, and now for a few messages that have already come our way. Thank you for the invite. That's really awesome, and I will try to be a part of this event, although time zone is a major setback for me right now. We are in Canada since 2019. We moved in for Arishi's undergraduate at the University of Toronto. We wish HLC all the very best for the book launch and continued success in all the future endeavors. We have fond memories of Ayush and Arishi's formative years in HLC. We will keep you all in our prayers. From an old parent. From Deepthi Auntie, a teacher. I'm with HLC from her sweet 16. I can't believe she's 27 already at her prime age. So happy for HLC and their extended family. From a relative of a teacher, which goes to show just how much the HLC family has grown. All the very best and congrats to the team for the exemplary work done by them to bring out the hidden talents of their students. Savitri Auntie, another teacher, congratulations Sudhaka and Maheshana for sowing the seeds and nurturing a worthy and remarkable organization with great ideas and facilitators. Congratulations, Naveen and Raji, for continuing to add on various dimensions around the core, giving the organization the vitality, brilliance, and contemporary relevance. I was blessed to be a part of this family that let me spread my wings and discover myself with Sudanti's friendly, energetic, creative, and skilled guidance. This enabled me to wholeheartedly devote myself to young ones. It feels magical to be a part of this celebration. I have many fond memories. Along with the students, I too explored quietly and kept learning. Happy birthday, Head Start. From Sri Lakshmi Auntie, another teacher, my heart is brimming with pride. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Congratulations, Auntie and Uncle. From Sri Ram Uncle, a teacher, dearest Sudanti and Uncle, it's very much inspiring to see both of you complementing each other in the growth of Head Start, a dream come true project. Your dreams are so powerful, and it's amazing to see your dedication and involvement in every activity of our school. This place has given us full freedom in doing various kinds of tasks. Really, really appreciate Raji and Naveen's support in our dream project. It's a proud moment being in Head Start. Wish our incubation center to inspire and create great citizens and scholars. Bindu Auntie, another teacher. Auntie, dear, 27 years is overwhelming. Can't imagine the roller coaster that both of you have ridden to be here in this wonderful space called HLC. Truly blessed to be a part of this school. Thank you for always being there with us, always supporting us in everything. Wishing HLC years and years of happiness, fun, and innovation. Rama Lakshmi Auntie, another teacher. Dearest Auntie, you are an inspiration for all of us, and the space that HLC has provided us is something that we treasure as much as you do. Like I say and believe strongly, your dream is so powerful that it attracted so many people to it. It is thriving, and I'm sure we have miles to go and heights to reach yet together. Yet another opportunity to feel grateful. Thank you and HLC. Dr. Kaustav Sengupta, a long-time well-wisher of the school. Beautiful evening, very emotional. Glad and blessed that we connected with great souls like Auntie and Uncle. It's all God's desire, that's what I believe. Also, it is your great work to take the school forward. I'm almost in tears. Ayushi, a student, says, oh my God, congratulations to all four of you, Auntie. I got very emotional when I saw the launch. I know I'm reading faster than is ideal, but I have a lot of things that are coming into my WhatsApp, so I'm so sorry. Just 1 second. Lakshmi Auntie, dearest Sudhaka, not having goals and having behavioral changes as habits is considered a very powerful way to grow. And you are a living example of that. It has been an amazing journey of learning all these years. The space has created wonders with all of us. You have been an alamaram, banyan tree, that has sowed so many vedugal, which are becoming such strong trees themselves. Thank you for living your passion and being a role model. Aparna Auntie, dearest Auntie, what an inspiration you are. A lot of things learned from you and still learning. The positive vibe, powerful dream, compassionate, empathetic, a strong belief, your courage, and many more things to say about you. It's a huge blessing for all of us to be in this wonderful space and highly grateful and proud to be at HLC. From Pushpa Akka, it is my pleasure and privilege to be the part of this program. I would like to thank the correspondent sir and principal and all of my staff friends for inviting me to this grand occasion. When I look back at these 20 years, it is a privilege and an unforgettable years in my career. I thank God that I was a part of this Head Start School family. I wish and pray to the Almighty to let the school be a blessing to many and to all forthcoming generations to reach great heights. Again, my heartfelt thanks to the pillars of this institution and to my dearest students and parents. I have more from Upasana, a student. Hello, Sudhanti and Mahesh Uncle. I am so grateful to both of you for allowing me to be me. I am so proud of being an HLCite and the wonderful space and the support that you have given me throughout my journey at HLC. I have grown in this beautiful environment, and HLC has taught me various things and have gained a lot of experience from you all. I am eagerly looking forward to read your journey, and you both have been a great inspiration to me right from my kindergarten. Happy birthday to HLC. I am proud to be a part of HLC. I would also like to thank Rajika and Raji Auntie and Naveen Uncle for being a pillar of support for my initiative Go Pade and the tremendous support that they have given me, which made me become an Ashoka Young Changemaker. Thank you so much to Raji Auntie and Naveen Uncle for giving me the constant support and guidance till date. Thank you all and happy birthday HLC. And from Shrikant Uncle, HLC was my first stint in education. Without Sudhanti and Uncle and all of the encouragement and support for them, and of course Raji and Naveen, never have enough words to actually say what I feel. HLC is my school and will always be. Thank you so much, all of you. From Ria, dear Sudhanti and Mahesh Uncle, you both not only inspire me to dream without limits, but also to keep doing what one must to keep moving forward towards that dream every day. This evening felt so close to heart and emotional, knowing all of you not only as individuals, but as team and family. All four of you are an example of how life can be led. From Rachita, not Ria, my bad, so sorry. I think we could keep at this, and I would love to be, but I know we are inching towards 5:30, so I'm going to pause here and move on with the rest of our agenda. As we have seen over the course of the last over an hour, HLC has grown into a community, an ecosystem even. It's a living, breathing institution which has been inspired by and has provided inspiration to many. Ashokana is one of those individuals who was deeply inspired by HLC. The chairman of Budding Minds International School, he was so touched by Sudhanti's work that he went on to start a school himself. I invite Ashokana to please share a little bit of his journey with HLC, Sudhanti, and beyond with all of us today.
Yes, good evening. Okay, I just wanted to be on my own. The reason is such an emotional time, I'm so proud to be here today, part of this, whatever the thing is right now, it's going on. Modella sonna mari, like when they were in that small house, and that was the time I used to visit them. And Sudha ma'am வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பயங்கரமா என்ன என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுவாங்க. இன்னைக்கு வந்து there is a school called Budding Minds அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா I think that is probably just because of this person, this young lady. Okay, for me, she's a young lady for me because she has been encouraging so many days. அப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா that was the time where I was just entering into the field of education because by what I had, on the education field, that especially with the very lower children. So when I just got associated with Sudha ma'am, பயங்கரமா encourage பண்ணேன். Okay, so in fact, I just slowly was getting into this field, and then how they started the journey in a very similar way. We had a very small school at our residence. Okay, rendu room we started off. Okay, and slowly we were growing, and she used to make some visit to our place also. And the growth was right from the play school when we wanted to, just wanted to expand, because she was always inspiring me every time, like when I make a visit to HLC, I see that even under the staircase we used to sit. Adukapra mela terrace la pona, there used to be a shed, and the shed la they used to conduct a lot of workshops. Nariya learning every time when I make a visit there. That's a beautiful thing, like. When I wanted to grow, like my wife, she was also part of me in the school. And one day I was just telling Sudha ma'am, நான் வந்து அடுத்த லெவலுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போகலாம். Say probably kindergarten level, and maybe we wanted to start up a primary school. Am I there in the line? I mean, some network issues. Show me thumbs up if I'm there.
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my wife one day, like Sudha ma'am was making a visit to our school. So casually, after the school, we were just talking in the corridor. My wife said, like, see, Ashok is saying that he wanted to start a primary school. And immediate Sudha ma'am reaction, Sir, if he's going to start a school, you better diversify. Okay. The reason is, I know that how difficult to start up a school, and especially you don't have any financial background, and you don't have any influence. Just one title that she is a good teacher, nothing else. Okay, and so from there, stage by stage, I have seen them, how they grow. And whenever we used to have a workshop in our school, HLC, I used to come. And I used to come and talk to her. அவங்க கிட்ட பேசிட்டு வந்தா ஏதோ வந்து ஒரு early childhood education பத்தி ஒரு ஸ்கூலை பத்தி ஒரு 2 book படிச்ச மாதிரி இருக்கும். After I come back home, after talking to her, and that much of knowledge she had. And first and most important thing I have to tell you is that we were the only school where we got an affiliation from Cambridge. Then we were in a rented house. That is just because Sudha ma'am's recommendation. She said, don't look at the building, see what he is doing. And that is exactly what the person who came, who we were looking at our school, after all the inspection and everything, he said, okay, I will give you an affiliation. So I think this is a very proud moment, being here, a part of this, this program, I feel very proud. Ma'am, நீங்க நிறைய பண்ணிட்டீங்க. நீங்க எல்லாம் எதுக்கும் கவலைப்பட வேண்டாம். அடி காலத்துக்கு நான் ஏன் தெரியுமா I started HLC நாடி தைரியமா சொல்லலாம். நீங்க வேணா உங்களை பார்த்து எத்தனையோ பேர் இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆகி and look at the children where they have reached, your students. In the last almost in the 2 வருஷம் போச்சுன்னா at least you're going to complete 3 decades, right? அந்த 3 decades என்னென்ன பண்ணி எப்படி கொண்டு வந்திருக்கீங்க? ஒண்ணுமே இல்லாத கொண்டு வரதான் பெரிய விஷயம். பெரிய ஸ்கூலை வச்சுட்டு எல்லாம் பண்றாங்கன்னா அது that's not a big thing. But where you have started and where you have brought today is a great thing. Okay, I wish you all the best. நீங்க பீரியடுக்கு அப்புறமா ராஜியும் நவீனம் வந்தாங்க பாருங்க. That was a hit. Right time entry. சூப்பரா அடே கரெக்டா அந்த ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருந்து ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருந்து இன்னொரு ஸ்டேஜ்க்கு அப்படி டெவலப் ஆகும்போது வந்தாங்க. That is excellent. So I wish all the best. இன்னும் நம்ம we are going to do a lot of things and we are going to see, okay, with all your blessings. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. And now to those that Sudhanti sought inspiration from. Mrs. Shakuntala Sharma, or as Sudhanti calls her, Chakwaka, is the correspondent of Children's Garden School and has been carrying on the tradition of her parents, Mrs. Ellen Sharma and Dr. V.R. Sharma. In September...
Dear Sudha and Mahesh and all of you, I'm very, very proud that you have achieved so much in all these years. I have planted many seeds, but that a seed has grown into such a beautiful tree, flowering away, is what gives me great happiness. And now that your children have also joined you to continue with this work is something extraordinary. And I'm very, very proud of you, and I hope the school will always be an outstanding, model, wonderful school. All the best.
Thank you so much. A couple of more congratulatory messages that have come in that I'll take a second to read before we go ahead. Dearest HLC family, as a family, we know the kind of efforts and hard work all 4 of you have put together in order to shape the entire school and treat each student differently. Today, on the 27th birthday, we wish you all the best and blessing the school grows with more such innovative ideas from Geetama, Radhapa, Vichutapa, Lata, and Bappa. And some more from Madhu, an old student. Congratulations on this beautiful journey of touching so many people's lives, both directly and indirectly. Thank you for making me who I am, and I look forward to more joyous occasions like today. From Lakshmi and Swami, parents of the school, congratulations to all of you on this important milestone. Swami and I are very glad to have found HLC for our daughters. Each student is different, and the fact that HLC gives the space for each one to be, grow, and flower in their own ways is what makes the school unique. Once again, thanks to the entire HLC community for being there in this journey of the students. From Siddharth of grade 6 and his parents, Ramesh and Sangeeta, wishing HLC a very happy birthday and congratulations to the entire HLC family. Wishing you many more years of enlightening children's lives. It was love at first sight for us when we arrived at HLC in Karanai to put our son in kindergarten in 2013 after returning from the US. No regrets since then. As every day, we only feel that our son is in good hands. Thank you to the entire HLC family for all that you are doing to make my son's learning an enjoyable one. From Sita, Lakshmi and Anil, parents of the school, very inspiring to hear the story of the humble roots of HLC. The institution has now grown to such magnificence. All of us are truly proud to be part of this inspiring journey. No doubt that every product of HLC is an asset to the community wherever they are. From Sarana Aunty, a teacher, we constantly change and upgrade ourselves, hence looks always trendy and young. I am proud to be a part of this family and learn always, wishing many, many great years in the future. Happy birthday, HLC. From Shyamla, Megha, Shruti, and Dutt, I just wanted to say it's been such a pleasure watching Sudha and Mahesh talk about Head Start and brought back fond memories of my time there. And it was really, really nice hearing Kalyani talk about her experience. I have very fond memories of her too. Though I was a teacher for a brief period, my experience in Head Start was a turning point in my life. I learned a lot from Sudha and Mahesh, and I am what I am today due to that experience. Though my daughters were not fortunate enough to be students of Head Start, they were still a part of the Head Start family and have a very strong emotional bond with this school. Thank you very much to everyone who have sent us good wishes and prayers. We are almost approaching the end of the evening, but no celebration of HLC's journey is complete without hearing from Rajika and Navinana. After returning from the US, Navinana found himself asking some fundamental questions. At the core of these many questions was a big one. What is the purpose of our education system? Much exploration led him to understand how a school could go above and beyond to become a social incubator that redefines teaching and learning. And Rajika was an integral part of this dream. Together, they wanted to create value in education, and create value they did. In the years since, HLC has grown by leaps and bounds, launching Alina, Cognify, Kartavyam, Militva, Beyond 8, and so much more. Rajika and Navinana, why don't we take a few minutes to ponder like the book suggests? I'd love to listen to both of you and your takeaways on this journey. What lessons have you gathered along the way?
Thank you so much, Yash. First of all, phenomenal, just the way you have taken this, held this show together. And always, I think the way you prepare, the way you present, right from day one, from the first time I met you, I think, and to still carry that forward today, I think that's quite inspirational, Yash. And that's where my story begins, right? I'm inspired by every single learner at HLC. For me, they are the ones who, keep me alive. They are the ones that keep me going. And I know that today, and now it's COVID, but usually when we walk along the corridors of HLC, right, there will always be that squeaky voice, loud voice, shrill voice, thrilled voice that will say, Auntie, we have an idea. Can we do this, Auntie? Will you help us? Will it be okay if we do this? Is it fine? I know we will have to convince. I know you will ask for long emails. You will ask for justifications. You will ask for the whole detail. And we know how to manage classes. But can we do this? And I think that's the spirit that keeps me going with HLC. And I know that our corridors are filled with young, brilliant voices. And all of that has been possible because of what Siddhanti and Mahesh uncle have done in the last 27 years. I think I don't want to say much today. It is their day. It is HLC's day to celebrate. And I think I just want to give them a huge, huge, huge round of applause here for just being themselves. It's not like they have tried to be someone else. If by being themselves, if this is what they do, I can't imagine what they would have done if they had tried to be someone else as well. So I think just a huge thank you to Siddhanti and Mahesh uncle for touching the lives of so many of us, students, teachers, support staff, HLC as a space itself. And really grateful to all of you learners, Yash, every single learner who just makes us look good. We are not the people who are looking good here, right? You are the ones who make us look good. And I can't be grateful enough. Sriram, by the way, Jayant today writes a message to me saying, Auntie, wow, great. I hope I'm in the book. I'm featured in the book. And I told him, sorry, Kana, there are many children we had to feature, but then I have written a blog for you in which I have spoken about how to talk to teenagers. In that, you have definitely been featured. So I think that's the beauty of children of HLC. And today, I really am grateful to them for making us look good, making HLC what it is.
Thank you, Yash. I second everything Raji says. Good evening, everyone. I'm honestly delighted that I've had this opportunity to be part of something so special for so long. And it's really because of all of you that this day is special. Sriram, I'm in your debt. For you to have taken this effort to sing despite your having been ill only makes my thanking you even harder, but thank you. Very kind of you. To HLC, I'm happy to have worked on so much in reimagining education with so many wonderful people. I've done no more than all the family members at HLC have done to further education. So, you all make HLC what it is. Aparna, Lakshmi, Bindu, Sarla, Renu, Rama, Kalyani, Sriram, Ganesh, Sarath, and all the entire HLC family. You are all the beating hearts of HLC. To be able to achieve what we have, where we are today in the company of my parents and Raji, just makes it that much more joyful, I guess. In line with many good messages that have been shared with me personally, I too am very keen to see HLC and our trust, Vidyotsahi Educational and Charitable Trust, commit to doing much more in the coming years towards social transformations. Thank you to the entire family. Thank you to all the HLCites, the students. Like Raji says, you are all the ones that make HLC what it is, and you give me the confidence of an even better tomorrow. And yes, you're not the only, you're not only the first learner to graduate from HLC, you're also that special learner, I think, that showed me that to teach well, the teacher must be the first learner in the class. So thank you for teaching me the little history that I know. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Anna. I'm playing strictly by the role of the host this evening and not adding on stories of my own, because that could take another hour and a half ourselves. But suffice to say that being the first learner is amongst the greatest joys that I've ever had. And it means a lot that I was able to come here and do this today. I'm just as nervous as I was the first time you put me on stage 15 years ago, but hopefully it doesn't show quite as obviously. Rajika is inundating my WhatsApp, so I'm going to read a little bit more. Where did I leave off? Good evening, everyone. It's my immense pleasure to participate in the 25th anniversary of our wonderful Head Start School, and 27th, and I would like to thank everyone for inviting me to this beautiful event. I would like to share some of my golden memories of when I was working in this school. Everyone wishes each other for all the festivals, birthdays, wedding anniversaries, and even we appreciate each other for all of the work that we do. This wishes and encouragement has motivated me a lot and has pushed me to do more work. Special day celebrations like Independence Day, Teachers' Day, Sports Day, exhibitions were conducted in a structured manner. Especially on the Children's Day celebration, we had celebrated Talent Day, and all the kids were showcased their different talents, and that was a mind-boggling and memorable event. Every year we used to go on an outing, and there was a lot of fun in those days. One of my happiest and proudest moments was when my students entered the grade 10 Tamil exam for the first time and got great marks. I would like to say that if we work our job with complete interest, then all the work that we do will get fruitful results. Thanks a lot for giving me an opportunity to work in this beautiful school, and I wish everyone to flourish to greater heights. This is from Vijay Lakshmi Auntie. As you might have gathered, she taught Tamil. From Chandra, a parent, HLC is an organization that constantly challenges the norms and disrupts. I mean, which school takes about unschooling approach? HLC does with Beyond 8, offering differing, innovative, and disruptive views. This also reflects in their students' thought process and so many more ideas that have and are incubating. Another important aspect of HLC is how it continuously builds leaders and the next line of leadership. Congratulations and best wishes for decades ahead. From Nandakumar, a guide and mentor, wonderful event and enjoyed every moment of it. I am going to put my phone down. And so now I don't know what Rajika is sending me. But now as we come to the very end of our celebrations this evening, we have one more treat in store for you all. Sudhanti, yes.
Yes, one last word before we close is, I'd like to thank Mahesh Uncle, without whose support, all of this of my journey would not have been possible. He has not only been an excellent husband, but he has been an excellent person in supporting every venture of mine, guiding me through all my actions, and always giving me the right kind of encouragement that I needed. And without him, all this would not have been possible for me. So a very, very special thanks to Mahesh uncle. Thank you.
Most definitely. And in the interim, I've had a couple of people asking me where they can get their hands on the book. As Rajika mentioned to me just earlier today, as with all things knowledge in Head Start, all you have to do is ask. So reach out to anyone at Head Start, and I'm sure they will make sure a copy of the book reaches you. And as we come to the very end of our celebration this evening, one last treat. Raghavan Manian is a multi-talented musician who can play over 10 instruments, as well as an educator, techie, HLC parent, and a sounds good facilitator at HLC. I remember not too long ago, I had sent him a LinkedIn invite, and he had inboxed me saying, "Why do you want to connect with me?" And I said, "I know you're connected with Head Start," and that was it. I got my connection request approved. I'm very, very glad to be introducing him and inviting him to perform for the closing of today's celebration. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I feel I should rush this, but I shouldn't rush this either. So this is a happy quandary. I am actually, first of all, really grateful for the music that HLC has provided in my life, in the form of being a parent to two boys that go to HLC, in the form of a very cherished friendship I have with Raji and Naveen, and in the form of having taught in HLC and continuing to teach in HLC a course which can be best described as an uncourse, which only HLC can possibly support. So it is with all these starting emotions that I am here to actually finish the show for you. Talking about Sudha auntie and Mahesh uncle and the fraternity. As a traditional musician, I like to invoke tradition and hark back to 2000 years of a very rich culture, a pan-Indian culture, but also zoom into the state that we are living in right here, the Tamil culture, which has always valued education above and beyond anything else, and specifically want to bring up this immortal lady Avvaiyar, which we have all heard of at some point in our lives. You may have also heard the legend where Avvai was the recipient of a nellikani, a rare fruit that bestows immortality upon its recipient. So Avvai was supposed to have bitten this immortal fruit, which is why she is always reborn in the form of these great women educators, including our own Sudha auntie. So in honor of our great women educators of today and in our lives, I'm going to start, or I'm going to finish this program with a song that I wrote dedicated to not only Avvaiyar, but to the sort of to this great endeavor of education, which I'm also a part of. So, Ilamayil Kal is one of the great aphorisms that's attributed to Avvaiyar. It means start your learning when you are young. Ilamayil Kal. So I was thinking about it, you could also think of it as Katral Ilamai. That is, if you are learning, you are young. So this is the core of my song that I have written for you all. And I have tuned it in the raga Sindhu Bhairavi. So Sindhu is, of course, the river, but it is also Hindu, India. So it is a river that kind of encompasses all our sentiments. And Bhairavi is the great goddess. So Sindhu Bhairavi is the raga that's always used to complete a ceremony or finish an activity. So it's going to be appropriate for this last song of the evening. இளமையில் கல் இளமையில் கற்றினிதாய் வாழ்வொளி வகுத்தோர் வழி நடப்போர். இளமையில் கற்றினிதாய் வாழ்வொளி வகுத்தோர் வழி நடப்போர். வழி நடப்போம், வழி நடப்போம். கலைகளெல்லாம் கற்றுணர்ந்து கலைகளெல்லாம் கற்றுணர்ந்து கல்வியின்மை தன்னை அழிப்போம். கலைகளெல்லாம் கற்றுணர்ந்து கல்வியின்மை தன்னை அழிப்போம். இளமையில் கற்றினிதாய் வாழ்வு ஒளிவகுத்தோர் வழி நடப்போம். விலை கொடுத்தும் கிட்டாத விலை கொடுத்தும் கிட்டாத வீரியமாம் கலாச்சாரம். விலை கொடுத்தும் கிட்டாத வீரியமாம் கலாச்சாரம். மலை போல திகழ் சான்றோர், மலை போல திகழ் சான்றோர். மண்ணடக்க பின் நடப்போம், பின் நடப்போம். ஆலைகளும் சாலைகளும் ஆலைகளும் சாலைகளும் சோலைகளும் ஆலைகளும் சாலைகளும் சோலைகளும் ராகமணி காலமெல்லாம் பாட இசை இசை ராகமணி காலமெல்லாம் பாட இசை பாடல்களாய் நாட்டிடுவோம். ராகமணி காலமெல்லாம் பாட இசை பாடல்களாய் நாட்டிடுவோம். இளமையில் கற்றினிதாய் வாழ்வொளி வகுத்தோர் வழி நடப்போம். இளமையில் கற்று இனிதாய் வாழ்வு ஒளி வகுத்தோர் வழி நடப்போம். May we follow the footsteps of those who have taught us from our childhood and lit the lamp of knowledge in our lives. கலைகளெல்லாம் கற்றுணர்ந்து கல்வியின்மை தன்னை அழிப்போம். May we be learned in all the arts and may we destroy the very idea of not being educated. விலை கொடுத்தும் கிட்டாத வீரியமாம் கலாச்சாரம். மலை போல திகழ் சான்றோர் மண்ணடக்க பின்னடப்போம். May we walk the paths of those greats who have blazed what we believe as collective and culture. ஆலைகளும் சாலைகளும் சோலைகளும் ராகமணி காலமெல்லாம் பாடி இசை பாடல்களாய் நாட்டிடுவோம். May we celebrate the building of businesses, the upheaval of education and the predominance of nature. ஆலைகளும் சாலைகளும் சோலைகளும் ராகமணி காலமெல்லாம் பாட இசை பாடல்களாய் நாட்டிடுவோம். May we all sing this song till eternity and may all these ideals come true. இளமையில் கல். Thank you.
Thank you so very much. It almost seems unwise for me to speak at the back of that, but such is the job. Last few messages for everyone joining us today. From Namya and Sai, old students of the school, thank you so very much for the invite and a very, very, very happy birthday to HLC. Super nice to see so many familiar faces and to be connected once again. The real question is, where can I get the book? Namya, like I said, Rajika is the person to go to and the book shall be yours. From Mali Nandakumar, watched every second of the entire program. My conviction that HLC will be among the greatest institutions of learning just got stronger. May God bless Mr. Mahesh, Mrs. Sudha, Naveen, and you and the entire team to continue doing the great work. From Daiva, Venkat, Saraswati, and Narayani, happy birthday, HLC. I always believe in what Sudhanti used to announce during the annual day. Whatever my children are performing, it is their best. This is still the mantra, and we motivate our children to bring out their best. Happy birthday and happy to be a part of the HLC family. And that brings us to the end of this evening. I know we are 17 minutes late, but how can one cut short something that has so much joy and gratitude and celebration? It's been an absolute pleasure having all of you here with us to celebrate the 27th birthday of HLC and everything that it stands for at the heart of the Head Start. We look forward to the next many years of learning, growing, and exploring together. But until then, stay safe and take care.